How's it going, folks? Finty Firth here, 6 Degrees Coaching. I, inside my men's clarity community, we meet every single week, and we're either doing training or we're having discussions or we're doing some sort of developmental work on goals. And one of the things that came up in this week's conversation was one of the guys said, I'm just finding it really hard to be positive. And it got me thinking about other conversations that I've had in the past with men who are carrying this belief or this idea that they need to be positive all of the time. And I think that it's a really dangerous a myth that has been perpetuated unintentionally, I would say, by the personal development industry. This idea that positivity is the answer to all of our challenges and all of our problems, and it's something that a lot of people have picked up, that they need to be positive in every single situation. And I don't know about you, but have you ever tried to be positive when the shit hits the fan and when things are difficult? The reality is that we can't be positive all of the time. It's not in our nature actually to be positive all the time, because as human beings we get to experience the all the joys and all the highs and all the lows. We get to experience all of the feelings that we have the pleasure of feeling as being alive in this planet. So we get to feel the sorrow and the heartache and the pain and the depression and the anxiety, as well as we get to experience the joy and the love and the peace and the kindness, and all of that kind of stuff. Now, for a lot of us, we do have an emotional baseline. We have a resonance or a vibration that we tend to stay on. And it is useful then to have tools and techniques and ways to be able to raise our emotional vibration and to be able to change how we're feeling emotionally. So, positivity in and of itself isn't a bad thing. What is a challenge is when that is the only tool in your toolbox, and when you are putting undue pressure on yourself to feel positive in a situation where you actually don't feel that. The reason why that is a challenge is because what you're actually doing is you're denying how you're feeling. And if you're denying how you're feeling, you're actually repressing your emotions. You're not acknowledging the emotions that you have at that time. And I think this is a particular challenge for men, because as men, we have been taught not to feel, or we've been taught that it's okay to feel certain emotions. And we certainly haven't been taught how to express our emotions and the whole array of emotions that we have in a real positive, healthy way. So when we repress and deny our emotional world, it comes out eventually, and it'll eventually come out in feelings of overwhelm and feelings of stress and feelings of anxiety, maybe depression. If we repress our emotions, then it comes out and it impacts our health, our mental health, our sense of well-being. It can impact our relationships. It can have a negative impact on our businesses. So it's actually important for us as men, as people, as human beings, to learn how to manage our emotions and to learn to work with our emotions. And this is one of the key things that I teach in the Clarity Men's community, and all the guys that have went through it so far have been taught about how to build a strong emotional base. And this idea about coming back to your base, and your base is the tools and the techniques that you have in order to be able to understand your own psychology better, understand your triggers, understand the role that emotions play in our life, and being able to navigate challenges through managing our emotions in a more healthy way. So I teach the tools and techniques, and more than that, it's back to an understanding of the role that emotions play in our life. And emotions are really an invitation. They're an invitation to examine what's going on inside of us, because emotions, at a deeper level, it's a feedback mechanism. And what's it giving us feedback on? It's giving us feedback on thought taking place in the moment. And the thought that's taking place in the moment could be old patterns of thinking. It could be related to old experiences. It could be fresh new thought that's happening in the moment. But it's important for us to understand that emotions do carry energy with them. There's low vibrational energy, there's high vibrational energy, but really it's an invitation to examine and to release and to let go. So these are the things that I teach in the clarity community, alongside very specific tools to be able to understand your triggers and to be able to release and let go of emotions, so that you can handle life's challenges with more grace and more ease. And you don't find yourself on that roller coaster of feeling high and feeling low. You have a more of a steady emotional base, because you're practicing these tools, and you're using these techniques every day in your life. So imagine what it would be like if you had these tools and techniques in your toolkit, that you didn't just have to rely on positive thinking. That wasn't the only thing that you had. I think it would make life a heck of a lot easier and more enjoyable. So if you're interested in finding out more about the Clarity community, send us a message and I'll get back to you. Hope this was helpful for you, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios. Bye.